Hey folks, Quillian here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play European Universalis 4 as Sweden. Right away, I want to go ahead and address anyone who's concerned about the little navy I inherited from the Teutonic Order that was still being built, and my two little ships there. They have now been set on trade patrol. So, I've been thinking since the last time I played about it, what exactly I'm going to try to get from the Ottomans here. And I have to remember that, unfortunately, these cores are not going to finish as is because I'm currently in a war with the Ottomans and they have a core on that right here. So I can't actually finish coring this, which means we're going to be stuck at 36% overextension. Now, they are going to finish very quickly once the war is over. So I have to give some thought as to exactly what I want to take. If I wanted to right now, and if I didn't want to risk going over 100% overextension, I could grab these three provinces or these three provinces. Either one of that works. If I were to go for all four of them, say, I would now be above 100% overextension, but only for a short little period of time. And in fact, if I wanted to go over 100% for a little while, it almost doesn't make any sense, or make any difference if I'm 10% over, or maybe 30 or 40% over while I wait for these two to finish. Well, I guess I don't want to go above 36%. So, I mean, basically, I could take 100% overextension from this war, and then very quickly, these two things will finish coring, and, hopefully it won't be the end of the world. That being said, I don't know if I need all this. Also, there is the admin cost that I have to consider for now. Certainly, starting to border Epirus is going to be a hugely valuable thing because we can just holy war them. So that's why I'm not as concerned about taking as much from the Ottomans the more I think about it. In fact, why would I bother breaking the rebel sieges? Why would I bother breaking the rebel sieges when it's just going to more likely break their country if I just leave the rebel sieges there? So if I'm going to do anything at all, I'm going to just grab the last couple of things there, maybe to get a little bit more war score. So I'm trying to decide if I'm willing to go over 100% at all right now. And frankly, I'm leaning towards probably not. I'd probably take a little bit less. And in fact, I could currently sue for peace. If I go for these three, can I get war operations? Not yet, but if I go that way, I can. So Plovdiv is worth a little bit less than Huda Vendigar. And a lot of people in the comments in the last video were making suggestions about what I might want to get for peace. I don't think that transferring any kind of trade power is going to be particularly valuable. Simply because I don't think I'd gain anything from having more trade power in, say, Constantinople or maybe Crimea, for example. I don't think there's much to gain from that. Is there? I mean, most of the trade is already flowing out of Constantinople, in fact, and going to Ragusa, where it's then going up to Vienna. And ideally, that would pull maybe directly to me, but it's sort of kind of getting there. Most of it's going to the Rhineland, and from there it's being split between Champagne and Lubeck. Now, the Champagne trade node, most of it is funneled away, but not all of it, actually. So I'm not convinced about that. War reparations might be okay, but of course they're not particularly wealthy. The other thing to consider, of course, is what can we maybe get out of Crimea, or even the Golden Horde. I mean, those are bits that are still around, just barely. Some people have said, hey, why don't you transfer a lot of the holdings to Lithuania and give it to them, and that might be worthwhile. For now, I guess I'll finish sieging up the little areas that are not rebelled. We can lose 50 military power, get 5 years of nationalism. I'll soak the nationalism. It's kind of hard to say, but I really want to keep teching up, is what we're saving up for. So anyway, we'll finish grabbing that, and then, yeah, we might move into Lithuania's getting a little Golden Horde there. They're probably actually going to go ahead and actually occupy it when they finish the siege. We'll see how it goes. I probably want to get some dudes up there relatively soon, honestly, just to stake my own claim on the area. Yeah. So, I mean, I could peace out right now if I wanted to. I'm going to hold out a little bit longer. I'll detach a siege here and go and send it up to Ectera. That might not be too terrible. It also might be relatively cheap. There's no increased coring cost there either, which is nice. And I wouldn't mind grabbing these two little bits for myself. No, we'll ignore the peace deal from the Ottomans. That's fine. We also have a ticking war score going with them because we have won 80% of the battles, and we haven't really pocked a lot of our ticks yet. So we've got some amount of waiting to go. You know what? I'll go ahead and detach a second group. I'm trying to decide if how worried about these rebels I am. Not terribly so. Austrian Civil War? Oh, that's fantastic. Tell you what, I'll just split this group in half and then take half and move them up in this general area. The other thing to note, it might be nice to grab the province of Bender over here, because, you know, this whole area is sort of kind of going to be ours at some point. But at the same time, I do like hosing the other nations by having these little isolated pockets of land that they can't really deal with properly. We have a truce, right? Yeah, with Wallachia. Munster is fabricating claims on Hamburg. All right, I don't think they can really do anything about it, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll keep going for now. We're gonna be fine. We've gone the siege of Sofia. Nice. So our allies are gonna go and end up besieging some of these rebellions, which is theoretically gonna help the Ottomans if I don't do anything about it. We might be able to full siege the Golden Horde. You know, it's interesting to the point where we might actually be able to, like, vassalize the Golden Horde. They're not in the list yet because we haven't taken their capital or anything. But that might be, well, no, we have too many vassals, don't we? And some people in the comments said, why are you obsessed with taking so much land? Because land is awesome! Come on! Why wouldn't we want that? Hejaz has got internal conflicts. Apparently we've got a Swedish army that wandered somewhere here. Something with the pathfinding. Did something I did not expect. Okay, Russia's going to war with people that don't matter in any way whatsoever. Not in this game, anyway. Not to me. Alright, I mean, we'll go and stomp those rebels, but I am a little upset by that. I really want to keep them around as much as possible, but I can't lose an army. That would be silly. Okay, and they're still alive, which is good. So, again, I'll split this in half, leave half of you there, and the other half move up this way. That is an interesting path that they've decided to take. I didn't realize they were going to walk through the rebels before, because it never occurred to me that they would decide to walk in that particular fashion. Anywho, move some more troops up. Presumably, that's the fastest way to go. There's different travel times between different provinces, and I guess that must just be a relatively fast way. I don't know. Seems unlikely. But who am I to argue with pathfinding? Alright. War scores continuing to tick up. Yeah, and if we really want to maximize how much we want to take, we definitely have to siege out some more stuff here. Looks like these things are flipping to Sweden, which is nice. Some of it's being occupied by Lithuania. And of course, we could give more land to Lithuania. Some people were saying, hey, give more land to Lithuania, make a super powerful ally. I think it's powerful enough as is. I'm a little bit worried about, you know, well, I guess it doesn't matter how powerful they get. But hurting the Ottomans at this point is not relevant. The Ottomans are toast. France is occupying. Like, we've got super powerful allies. Sometimes things can be a little derp, but oh, we actually didn't win that siege. That's interesting. I didn't realize that Epirus actually had some troops here. Still a little annoyed that there's this island over here. Surprised Epirus didn't go for it, but that's alright. We're not going for 100% occupation. It's a little bit too much attrition. On the other hand, our manpower is still hella maxed thanks to our quantity ideas. I'll split you in half and send some more guys over here to try to speed up some of these sieges, see how much damage we can actually do. A bit more Ottoman territory over there, which I have no interest in. And yeah, we're actually going to de-siege a lot of these little rebellions. You're welcome, Ottomans. Got some Crimean stuff. I could potentially do a full annex of the Golden Horde. That might be a valid way to go about things. I don't know what the cost for that will be. And we can't separate piece them. Golden Horde Pretender Rebels are in Stockholm? What? Why? How? That doesn't even make any sense. Alright, whatever. They're actually sieging it. No, they're having pathfinding problems. They keep starting and stopping, so I'm going to get a siege pop up every time they stop in a province for like a split second. There we go, our next military tech level, which we will definitely go and take. Boom! One of those siege, which is good, and I'll go ahead and upgrade the cannons right now. I'm not worried about the morale reset. First of all, on the cannons, it's not really the end. Anyway. Send some more fellows over this way. We'll figure out what they're going to siege once we get there. Oh, we won that siege. Let's go ahead and... So we won't have 100% occupation of... is this me? I'll tell you what. We're going to rush down to here. Actually, I will actually force march down to here. I want to beat Lithuania to Sare. Just because I want to make sure I have as much occupation as possible. Did I not actually force march you successfully? Did I fail at that? I think I did. Oh well. I guess it's going to be fine. That siege isn't going quite as fast as I thought. Tell you what, let's reinforce that way. I know I keep changing my mind, but there we go. Get all y'all. Come over this way. Go away. And who can I separate peace? Right, Crimea. And we've got a lot of land off of them. So, it's an interesting question. There's no way Crimea is small enough to vassalize, right? Yeah. If they were, it would be worthwhile, even though I'm already way, way over my limit. They would represent such a big vassal that it would be worth going that way. So we should probably separate piece them out, although will that interrupt my ability to walk places? Yes, it will. So we're going to wait a little bit longer before we do that. We might not separate piece them. Or heck, I could give, I could give a... Oh, that's the Golden Horde territory. That's Crimean territory. I could give a province to Lithuania after all. We'll see. And then get war reparations and all that lovely, lovely stuff. Okay, that's not much of a siege. I'm not terribly worried. We've won that, which is great. So I'm going to help out on this siege just to speed it up a little bit more, and then I think that's when we're going to peace out. Military coalition from the Netherlands. Not really surprised. Crimea wanted to white peace? Really? Really? I don't think so. I got your capital. I've got all sorts of good stuff. If I take these provinces, it's actually contiguous over here, or I could just keep digging down this way, which would not be terrible. I mean, I doubt I can get all the way down to where I would, hold on, auto-saving, to where I could border Immurity, but if I could, that's another possibility for a holy war later on. I don't know if there's any sort of old cores that are still around that can be taken advantage of. Not really. Alright, so obviously I'm still spending a bajillion PowerPoints trying to get everything going here. The annexing of everything is going to be expensive. I mean, the coring of things and the annexing of vassals all going to be extraordinarily costly. The walls aren't down, so I guess I won't go and actually rush that siege. The walls are down over here, but those are not my troops, and there's not enough people anyway. Guess it's winter, which is why we're taking some penalties in Crimea, so let's go ahead and just pop out of unfriendly territory. Although, manpower pretty darn capped, we've got nothing to worry about. Finish that siege. Yeah, I just want to get the 100% occupation of the Golden Horde. And we could take them completely out of the picture. Now, whether that's the smartest grab for me, I don't know. You don't have increased coring cost either, which is nice. Go away, Ottomans. Alright. Separate piecing out these guys. So, that's my territory, that's Lithuania. We could just drill down like that. Especially if I'm worried about connecting my territory, I could grab a trio of that, and then I would be able to keep sort of walking between these provinces that might soon become mine. That is very little overextension. These are cheap-ass provinces. They're going to be cheap to core as well. Well, in that case... Alright, that's too much war score. Well, we're going to... Let's tell you what. Let's finish sieging out Crimea, then. We may be able to swing that perfectly fine. It might mean taking less from the Ottomans. But that's okay. The Ottomans are pretty beat up. I don't have to worry about weakening the Ottomans. The peace deal I'm trying to negotiate is purely based on how can I strengthen myself the most. Oh, they're going to get more of this rebellion stuff gone away. Epirus is going to grow pretty big, but luckily we are going to border. At the very least, no matter what, I'm going to try to remember to take Burgos over here. So I border Epirus so that we can do some sort of war going on over there. All right, you've completed that. Let's go and assist down there. And over here. And... over here. Yeah, more attrition, but who cares? I've got 1,000,000 manpower. It is costing us money for these reinforcements, of course. Look at this, army maintenance. I am over my force limit by like 2, but that hardly matters. So yeah, I mean, I could... Whoa! We are doing... No, that's not me. So we are doing the force march. But yeah, to the reinforcement cost. How many men are we down? 13,000. That is not a concern there. And our money will bounce back real quick as soon as we peace out. So I'm going to continue to be relatively greedy, just because I think it's a pretty decent way to play. Be as greedy as possible, and you get good stuff out of it. I'll overload these provinces. Again, the attrition is mostly costing me money, not manpower. And money we can get back relatively easily. The walls are breached? No, the walls are not breached yet. Oh, this siege is about to autocomplete, which is good. And this one's doing well too, despite the fact that we don't have the we don't have a blockade. Let's recall that diplomat. That's fine. I can't select this army or, you know, merge things or do anything like that. There we are. Right, diplomat is back home. That's good. These sieges will pop any second now. If the walls do fall down, I'll probably attack. Yeah, it's weird. Why can't I box select these guys? I can box select the whole group. Oh, because the hitbox for them isn't where I thought it was. It's like more like here. That's weird. It's fine, I suppose. Religious zeal has expired. That's fine. Walls still aren't breached, but are a chance of getting things. Are you seriously continuously... Oh, no, no. You're offering to cede some things to Lithuania. You're going to cede 2 things to Lithuania. Well, Lithuania probably has claims on them, which is why they're offering that. Well, we've taken Bender, which we may or may not care about. What's our inflation looking like? Now, right now, it's very cheap for us to boost our stability. A little less because we're overextended. Cost, so 1 point of inflation would cost us, well, half of 75. So no, this is still stupid. If we do it this way, I think this ends up being cheaper. 25, well, it's about 100. Then we lose the stability. You know what? I think it's going to be sort of 6 of 1 half. Yes, only 68 to boost our stability back up to +1, and we lost that. No, I think that's fine. I don't know. Math on live video, never try. Okay, seriously, punch down these walls. Put 100k men there, and wow, we're about to have to take out a loan. Amazing. I could merge a bunch of men to save the money. I'm hoping they siege just as well. There we go. Technically positive. There, I'll bring it down another notch. I'm hoping they siege just as well when they're on low maintenance, and I believe they do. There's not enough people here to sally forward and attack me. Okay. Crimea, you are 100% sieged out, buddy. Yeah, it only counts as 95% war score, but still. So if we did something like this, that would get us all the way to the south. It's only 32% overextension, which is trivial to consume. We don't have the war score for that. I don't think I want another vassal, especially not such a small one. We'll take the war reparations. Ooh. Oh, we're at 93. Yeah, that's pretty big. Let's just take a little bit of extra cash then. 94%. We get a bunch of provinces that reaches us down here, gives us more options. We got some contiguousness there, and only 32% overextension, which is sick, and very little aggressive expansion as well. I will send those demands. Wait, what? Oh, the Golden Horde's a vassal of Crimea. Okay. They weren't a separate combatant. I couldn't have pieced them out separately anyway. I could have taken some land from this in the peace deal, but this is fine. Being able to reach all the way down here is better than grabbing a couple of these little bad boys. I just would have been able to maybe end the war a little bit sooner. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to get my troops to friendly territory and split them up and lower my attrition and all that. Or, yeah, well, attrition. So here, it's just the Ottomans in here. We have a 71% war score with them. Let's check our current overextension and also start making our cores. So we can fit in another 32%. Now, again, some of those cores will go away right away. So if I did this, I'd be exactly 32%, which would cap me at 100 overextension, which would not trigger any bad events. Now, I could potentially be over for a little while, but, you know, if I don't have to risk it, I don't have to risk it. This is with war reparations as well. We could force you to release some nations, which is a great way to hurt the AI. Again, I feel that the Ottomans are pretty weak as is, so hurting them like this may not matter. On the other hand, if I release something like Serbia, that's 4 provinces, plus I'm willing to bet they have some extra cores on, say, maybe Serbia and whom. And these guys will like me quite a bit. I might be able to diplo vassalize them. I'm not sure what religion they would pop out as. They'd probably be Sunni, which I guess doesn't make that a possibility. But it gives me a nice tiny war target for the future. I think we'll go and do that, although releasing Serbia might actually make Austria stronger because it gives them a good target to attack. What else might I do then? I'm not going to release Serbia. Where's Moldova? Which is just to 1 province. Oh, that's probably a great idea. I can almost certainly just instantly declare war on them. Or, no, I think I've got to wait a year or 5 years after I release someone. Like, I got a bit of a truce. But that might make it easy to finish off. Bulgaria over here technically would be adjacent to Austria, but also would be adjacent to me, which makes life a little bit simpler. And Armenia there doesn't really come into play one way or another. So let's force them to release Moldova, Bulgaria, give me all their money. Did I put in war reparations? War reparations. How much is this all going to cost me? 125 points, which I technically have. They don't have any treaties. That's not important. I don't care about revoking cores. I think that's going to be fine enough. You know, most likely I could have done better in one way or another, but I can't complain too terribly much. We got some extra holy wars now. So, truce. Yeah, okay. So I got 5-year truces with the people I just released. They actually like me a fair bit right now and might want to ally, but obviously I can't take any more diplomatic relationship slots. We got an army that's stranded here. Indeed. Quite a big army, actually. We're going to have to do something about that. Well, mostly it's going to mean warring against Austria again as soon as we can. So 9 years. It kind of sucks. But I'm barely over my force limit. That's true. What I could do to save a little bit of cash for a second here is if I go and I have mercs. Did not notice that before. I had mercenaries well over my force limit. In any case. Yeah, we'll go ahead and eat a little bit of this. We still have to reinforce. And the money's not great now, but that's mostly because of just things being overextended and crazy and trade not doing quite as well. We're going to do that. I'm going to split you one more time, grab you, and just spread you guys all over there. Just to cut out the attrition. We'll wait for these guys to move. We should be okay. Our ships are doing fine. It's interesting that... Oh, this one's in the Northern Baltic. I'm like, why hasn't this guy merged with something else? You merge with the English Channel troops. Of course, our trade power all over the place is going to be seriously hurt by our overextension. Also, I've got a little bit of extra territory that I could hopefully start coring. Almost, but not quite the money for it. Let's wait a tick here. All right, great. So yeah, in 1 month, we should be able to start coring one of these, and then I'll convert the other one. I'm going to start curring? Really? Curring? Yes, I'm going to cur Burgess. Come on, speed 3. There. Start on that, and then convert something else. That one over there. Actually, what I should probably do is grab a couple of these and park them in friendly territory over here. Although France is currently there, which is nice. And we've got some Ottoman pretender rebels have popped back up. So what I'm going to do, I'll park over here. Obviously, they're not going to be terribly strong right now because of the low maintenance. But hopefully they're going to be okay if any rebels pop up. I don't think we're about to get any. Bulgarian nationalists are 4 years away. Everything else is no progress, but it's still worth checking some of the time ticks. Nope. Okay, we're not going to get any rebellions for quite some time. Split you. I didn't realize we still had some folks coming over there. And mostly just hang out in this area. Well, I think that was a decent episode. We are definitely continuing to grow stronger. Score-wise, we're 3rd overall, and I suspect that the reason we're not higher is still because we have a crap diplomatic rating. Although the Ottomans, you can see, has been absolutely, absolutely destroyed. If we sort by diplomatic rating right now, I wonder what it says for us. There we go. We're now at 4th overall. I guess I could find out this way. 2nd administrative, 4th diplomatic, 2nd military, which is pretty good. Top admin is France, top military is France, and they're in our back pocket. I can't complain too much about that. And seriously, I'm in a much, much better position than France. Especially, like, if I stopped warring, for example, my income would go through the roof. But I still have unlimited resources in terms of manpower to just throw at my enemies. And makes it kind of hard to stop doing that. That being said, it would still be nice to, you know, maybe tech up a little bit. We are working on annexing, who is this? Galicia. Right, that's where it's sent into view here, which would be another nice big chunk of land, and we'll see how it goes. We finished sucking up to Silesia, although they're still pretty pissy at me. I've got 2 extra diplomats. Let's go ahead and you know, sort by romance levels. Galicia is currently being soaked in. Silesia is capped on relationship. Frankfurt is not quite capped. Very far away from anyone liking us. I don't suppose we can put in the improved diplo-rep guy, or diplomatic reputation guy. No, we fired him at some point, and I'm not going to complain about that, but it's definitely the case. Some annex vessels. Annex vassals. Maybe a lot of that. It's probably worth starting sucking up on some of these guys. Especially the ones that are... Well, I guess the ones that are slightly smaller make the most sense to try to pull in here, just because they might be costing me the most. Oh, I'm already improving with Frankfurt. That might be costing me the most and providing me the least in terms of actual strength by having enough vassals. So I'll go ahead and sink a little bit of relationship boost. I'll keep 1 diplomat free, and that'll be it for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.